Hi Virgos, welcome to your December 2017 readings. So happy holidays to everybody out there. So I'm going to be covering homework and relationships. Relationships come in all forms, keep that in mind. These are the monthlies, they're done differently than the mid-months. So relationships can be coworkers, family members, siblings, right? Your grandparents, can be acquaintances, friends. So keep that in mind. And Virgos, it's interesting. I seen so I believe they call it a murder of crows or ravens, and they are associated with Virgo. So I'm not sure how to interpret that. Almost like paying respects to, because when they come together, they could be just acquaintances. They don't even have to know each other. What is that saying? Birds of the same feather flock together, or something like that. So like it's paying respects to something higher than yourself. You know what I mean? Because most crows don't even know each other, and when they lose somebody, they all go and pay respects to that person or to that fellow crow or raven. They're quite intelligent. But there is some sort of message about that. You may receive an important message this month, Virgos. I am going to associate that symbol that I've seen from the universe with you guys. And it could be multiple messages, quick ones coming at you. So don't get overwhelmed. It could be, for some of you guys, you need to go and pay respects towards somebody. So it could be an uncomfortable situation for some of you, but it could be for your highest and greatest good. Oh, we got a card that popped out. So if you haven't been to somebody's gravesite or something like that due to blocking out emotions or something, you want to ensure that you go and do that to get anything out of the system that's held in there. For some of you, that would be for a select few. So I'm going to stop there because the cards are falling out. We have the Eight of Cups underneath. So it is, lighting's not good. It is releasing here. So I feel like for some of you, again, if you haven't been to somebody's site in a while, grave site in a while, you might want to go to pay respects, or maybe have a moment at home where you do that. If you are able to go see the site, I would highly recommend that, because when you're there, you're present, you're in the moment, and you can process things and release, because this is a card of releasing. There's some releasing that you have to do. The first, oh, I started shuffling again. No. The first card we got is the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Knight of Cups. It's interesting. The wheel, if you know somebody born July 21st, they have some sort of importance to you. They're quite loyal. I don't know if that, or the date of July 21st has some sort of significance to somebody out there. Ancestry is coming through here. July 21st, what is that? Is that Cancer? That is Cancer, right? Yeah, that's Cancer. You do have a ancestry energy here, and Cancer is associated with ancestors. You do have some sort of releasing an entrapment that you have to release yourself from. Some of you, I am picking up codependency. So codependency usually happens with empaths. So it could be talking about going to, they do have anonymous codependency meetups to heal from being codependent. That is something that you have the King of Cups here. You have strong water energy here, and I am getting Cancer. And there's numbers here. The 21st could be an important date for you guys, or July 21st could be an important date for you. I'm not sure. 21, just keep that in mind. I'm not sure why that number's coming through, but so 7, the number 7, 3, and 21. I don't know, that could be a message for somebody out there. I don't know. Maybe a vacation you're going to book for around that time. Or something really good could happen around that time. Surprising. Or it can take until that July 21st, the month of July, to fully get over a codependency issue. Or to heal from a past relationship even. Because you're restricted right now for some reason, okay? And you're restricted emotionally. So it's like, okay, you've suffered a lot for some of you. There's been a lot of struggles in some avenue, right? This is a general reading, so apply it to the category that resonates with you. But in some aspect, you've struggled a lot with something, or you've sacrificed a lot, you've overcome a lot, okay? Like, and it's not in vain. So you got to see negatives as positives. Everything happens for a reason. You have the Sun card here. Ooh, Virgos, I like this. You may have a Cancer that is good for you at work. You have the Queen of Cups. It's all water here, you guys. The Ace of Swords. The Four of Wands. Okay, I do feel like for some of you Virgos, there's some sort of, for some of you, it would be a mourning process that you need, that you haven't grieved. So this could even be from like 20 years ago or something. Okay, you haven't properly grieved it. And you need to go to the site because you have to experience it, Virgo. Like, you can't avoid it, all right? For others of you, this is like a past relationship. You have to release it. It was what it was. It served you, okay? It might have seemed like you suffered and sacrificed a lot, but it was worth it, all right? It's going to get you to the next stage or where you have to go, right? Everything happens for a reason. Sometimes the universe has to lock you in yeah, because the next set of people that paths you're supposed to come across, you do have the Hierophant as your last card here. They're held up, so you got to be held up until they're released, and then you can cross paths, right? Especially with Virgos, okay? It's interesting, the Hierophant. And you got 2 crows in this card too. But with the Hierophant, I will say, okay, you do have somebody that means you ill will, but not to worry about it because it'll be seen, all right? In this card here, it's interesting, okay, and I get this a lot for you guys. This is the Devil. It is Capricorn, but in this deck, if you see the character in the back, he's tied up right there. It's the same character as in the Temperance card, Sagittarius. So you have a Capricorn Sagittarius. They would have these placements in their chart somewhere. they're quite aggressive. Whoever this person is, they're quite aggressive. All right. And it seems like you, Virgo, yourself, you're empathetic. You have a lot of water here, which means emotions, right? Empaths naturally get placed into a lot of situations that they don't want to be in, okay, or they feel like, okay, they've had wrong done to them, okay, but you're placed in those situations to heal other people, okay? It's a process, all right? And there's always sacrifice that has to be done in a process, all right? Things don't just, okay, you don't just get things. Like, it's like with magic. I've had magic come up in Libra's reading a lot, and Virgo's reading, I've had it come up before. There's a sacrifice that's necessary in order to use magic, and usually it's the soul's included in that, and it will go to the dark side. All right, like, because you have to give in order to receive. All right, like, so it's like, don't think about things like because you've given so much that you're not going to receive. You are. When Capricorn, or when Saturn goes back into Capricorn, that's when, you know, society is going to get a big wake-up call, and a lot of other people are going to get a big wake-up call where those who thought they got away with things, they didn't. They're about to be subpoenaed. Saturn comes into your sign. It's like Busta Rhymes ante up, man. And even for Capricorns, those Capricorns that think, oh, just because it's coming back into my sign, that it's going to be all rainbows and butterflies. It's not like that, okay? Saturn's like Santa Claus. That's why Christmas time is in Capricorn season. He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's going to find out who's naughty or nice. And then when Saturn goes into Capricorn, people who are naughty are gonna be seen. Where I feel like this person's quite aggressive, though. Don't worry about them. Like, you have nothing to worry about. You have a very positive reading. In your relationships, you have the King of Cups here. So those of you that are single, we'll start with the singles. And I feel like it would be a Cancer. July 21st was the date, and I'm not sure that's on a cusp. Could be Leo. I'm not, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's the cusp of like Leo and Cancer. For some of you, I do feel like this water sign is, I'm getting a father figure. You have a strong, okay, the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups to me is the father and mother card. Because they're the ones that raise you, right? Like emotions, they give you emotions, they nurture you. The water signs are nurturing, right? So you've gained enlightenment from your mother and father, all right? They've given you a lot of, the gifts they've given you aren't material, they're emotional. So you need to celebrate that, okay? So stop seeing your sensitivity as a negative, see it as a positive, okay? Like, you might have suffered a lot emotionally, but you can't allow that to harden you. Everything happens for a reason, and you will be rewarded, okay? You don't do kind gestures to be rewarded, okay? You do that because you're just naturally a good person, which means when Saturn goes into Capricorn, you will be rewarded for that. Like, the universe sees and hears you. Like, it's timing, though. You can't force things, Virgo, right? Like, everything has its own place and time. I'm getting science here, which is facts, all right? But in science, it's like, okay, it's in science, like, use Albert Einstein, okay? Like, they had an idea, and then they didn't even have the equation. They had to make up the equation, and then they had the solution. So you might not have, the universe might not have given you your equation yet, so you can't find your solution yet. You're planning. Virgo is all like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And little do you know, the universe has a big surprise for you. Okay, like, or I've done this, I've done that type thing, all right? Like, and the universe is gonna enlighten you and reward you. You have a firm foundation, all right? Like, you're going to be given a firm foundation. You just got to give things time, Virgo. Okay, don't rush the process. Where for you singles, I feel like there's a water sign present around you. He has it's possible a native Indian. He could be Indian or Asian descent. This person has a positive influence on you. Could even be an ancestor here coming through, trying to give you a message. What's the message about? You're going to get signs and symbols. I'm going to use a different deck for clarification because I strongly feel like you have, it's coming through as more than one generation here of an ancestor. Because I feel like for some of you guys, oh, it's interesting. We got Judgment. And if you look in this deck, I like this deck. It's a little odd. You see dinosaurs, right? And then you see, because like Judgment Day is like, if you are religious in the Bible, you know, like, you know the story. But then if you know the story about the dinosaurs, they were wiped out. That could be considered as Judgment Day as well, you know. But it's also like ancestries, because that didn't answer my question at all. Because that goes way back. And I'm feeling like 3 generations here. And there's some sort of message they're trying to give you, but I'm not seeing the message. I don't think they really want to. You have the wheel again. There's a horn going off. I don't think the message is going to come through in like they don't want me to tune into it for some reason. The message I am getting though is that you're going to see signs and symbols. So the signs and symbols you're going to see are going to have some sort of importance to you, which means they would be like something that you would significantly recognize, that may have an attachment to your ancestry, or you may meet people, okay, and if you're talking to them, that particular person could have gone through a similar situation that your family members did in the past. Okay, so that means that there's a connection there, and there's signs. There's signs that you're on the right path. But they have some sort of importance for you, so recognize it. There's synchrony, like synchronized is what I'm seeing. Like that's not just happening for no reason. There's an importance behind that. It's a weird energy I'm getting. So do pay attention to crows. If you're doubting your intuition, about something, like if something's wrong or something like that, and a bunch of crows come around and they start cawing when you're thinking about or doubting it, okay, then that's probably a warning sign. Or if you're thinking about something positive, because crows can mock you too. They kind of like laugh at you because they have humor. They do have humor. If you study crows or ravens, they have humor behind them. They know things beforehand. A new cycle is going to start, and I believe, like, Kate, what the cards are trying to say is you need to be patient until Capricorn or Saturn hits Capricorn. Within that 3.5-year cycle, there's really going to be positive changes. You're going to reap benefits here. At work, you have nothing to worry about, really. Okay, you got a very creative energy here. Proceed with that. You're going to get enlightenment at work too, recognition as well. That is coming through here. Anything you want to take action on, you should definitely proceed with that. You have a firm foundation here. Also, some of you guys could actually meet somebody at work. And there's some sort of difference between the two of you. Like, you could be taller and they could be shorter. So if you're female, they could be slightly shorter. There's something different here where they're not your regular type. They could be from a different ethnic background than you. There is a difference here. Or it could be an age difference even as well. The cards are saying not to overlook this person because they're quite loyal and they can benefit you. It's interesting. The Tower fell out with the Empress. And it's interesting, in the Tower card, it's the same character that's in the Judgment card, the little angel there. There's some sort of importance where you guys are going to hear things. For some of you, you don't want to hear it. For some of you, okay, you need to recognize something. There's some sort of negative influence around you that you have to recognize, and you have to release yourself from it because it's keeping you trapped, all right? It's like pulling you back is what I'm getting, all right? So follow your instincts. If something's not nurturing you, the Empress is nurturing as well. Okay, she's the ultimate. It could be a person that has, usually the Empress, I see her as somebody that has all 4 elements in her chart, or she's a grandmother, a mother. She could be a mother too. Or she has her own business as well. She's self-sufficient, right? So it's a woman that doesn't need other people to go through her journey. She can rule a kingdom alone, all right? In a kingdom, that means like there's villages in there, and so she can do multiple things. But for some of you, it could be a mother that passed away and you need to go to their site and release it, right? Pay respects too. It's out of respect as well. Okay, so you can't be fearful of it. You have to face your fears here in some manner. Your fortune's going to change, and you need to go with the flow. You need to let change happen here. Well, at home, any negative patterns that have happened, you're going to break the chains to that, all right? So like in the past, if your relationship was rocky, things are going to change. You both seem to be on the same page here now. You both have recognized your mistakes, and it's talking about not repeating those same mistakes. And what's going to reconnect you is your emotional bond with each other, right? Like emotions are the glue that holds everything together. It's water, all right? Like you mix water with dirt and it becomes mud. And what is mud? It's sticky, right? So that helps you guys like stay like glue, stick together. Without the emotional, without emotions in a relationship, there's no relationship. Okay, and then that just ends up 2 people that are with each other for superficial reasons, for appearance, or because they have a big house together, and they don't want to separate, right? Like they'd rather, like, as long as you have emotions, it doesn't matter what happens throughout your relationship. You'll always come back together because you have that love there. If there's no love, then you can't build a proper foundation, and you can't withstand, like, okay, tsunamis happen and they take out a village, right? And then because the water did that, you can rebuild. The earth is still there, you can rebuild, okay? But if an earthquake happens, all right, the earth opens up and it's a big hole. You can't build on that surface. So if you're just earthly manner oriented, okay, then there's nothing holding that. It cracks open, you can't rebuild. You gotta pick up, move, and go to a different location and build. All right. When when a tsunami happens, which is the emotion, the water happens. So like when things get out of hand, and like, because you have the devil here, destroyed. There was destruction. All right. The life still grows on that on the earth. All right. It's not completely gone. The ocean's still there. There's still water as well, and the earth's still there. You can rebuild, right? So as long as you have the emotion there, then that holds you together. So just release all the negativity and just come from your heart center, your love. And know that alone is all you need to create. After you have, like, when you have love, you can create the practical man. Like, you can build a firm foundation because you have that glue that holds you together. That means that, you're the type of couple that, through thick and thin, you stick together through thick and thin, no matter what happens. You come back together because the love keeps you together, and that's called unconditional love. All right? If there's no emotion, then there's no love. You need love. I really don't feel like you have anything to worry about at work. It is saying you're going to be quite productive. You're going to be recognized. You're going to be seen as a leader. You could meet somebody through work. You and your husband even can create a business together creatively in some manner. I'm not sure how. You have tradition here. All right. So for those of you that are in relationships, it's saying hold on to your tradition. All right. And in tradition, there's positive and negatives, and there's positive and negatives in any aspect in life. Okay. Life's full of irony. You want to remove what no longer serves you, but you do want to keep what does serve you. Okay. Change is necessary, but tradition, having morals and values as well, that's a positive thing, okay, because it's not giving up. All right, like when things get hard and then you give up and you separate, okay, well, as long as there's emotion, you'll always come back together. You stay together. You never end up leaving each other. Like, I feel like there's somebody around you that's emotionally shut off, but it's not like this person's entrapped, and like for some reason it could be a water sign that you got the Sag, Capricorn here, and then you got water. Cancer was coming through, but it could be a Scorpio or it could be a Pisces. If somebody has Pisces in their chart, I don't feel like it's them. I feel like if somebody has Pisces in their chart, they're pretty wise. That person's pretty wise. Or even Leo. Leos come across as water signs. They're ruled by the heart. Cards are energies, right? And the Leos are also pretty loyal. Okay, they have a pack and they stick with their pack. They have a real hard time giving up on the ones that they love. And Leos never give up on the ones they love. They'll go down in the ditch, pick you up by your collar, and drag you out. Whether you want to or not, right? Like, do focus on your tradition and values. Maybe for some of you guys, if you're a male and you've been together a long time with your wife, renewing your vows, That could be something very romantic for your wife, surprising her with that on Christmas or something like that. You can do that on a beach. You don't, you could redo it over, just the two of you. You don't need anybody else there on a little vacation, nice and romantic, that could re-spark things. Vacation is coming through here. You can't give up. It is saying never give up here, Virgos, okay? Like when things get hard, it's not an excuse. That's not the universe giving you excuse to let it go, all right? When relationships get hard, you're supposed to try to work through it, okay? And people are human. They go through experiences, all right? Forgive yourself, forgive the other person, and release the past. Just focus on the present. For some reason, you have to forgive either yourself or somebody else here. And hard times come for lessons, all right? There's some people that when they are in a relationship, they give up because they can't handle tough times. Well, it makes a person, okay, well, the knight in shining armor, okay, his armor's shiny because he's never used it before, all right? I don't know why I'm getting that. So if you're looking for somebody, okay, because you may have somebody around you that's different, okay, and maybe they're not so shiny and new, or for some reason, I don't know why I'm getting that. Okay, but the knight in shining armor, like I said, his armor is shiny because he's never used it, or she's never used it. All right, so don't, just because you're, for you yourself, your armor's been used. Well, okay. I feel like some of you guys might overlook somebody because they're not what you expected. So just ensure that you're not looking for something shiny, because that's only going to give you temporary happiness. All right, you guys, hopefully this helped you out, and I will talk to you in the mid-months. Namaste and ciao for now.